Okay, sweet boy, go now on your journey. I hope it's as good as the trips you dreamed about, because finally, my sweet boy, finally, you're free. I will love you and I will miss you every single day for the rest of my life. But you're right here. I know you're right here. I just have to teach myself how to feel you in a different way. And Hirsch, there's one last thing I need you to do for us. Now I need you to help us stay strong. And I need you to help us survive.
That was Rachel Goldberg at the funeral of her slain, executed son, Hirsch Goldberg-Paulin. You heard Ms. Goldberg on this program about a month ago. Her son, Hirsch, an American Israeli citizen, was executed along with 5 others over the weekend. I'm joined from Israel by Haviv Rettig-Gur. Good morning, Haviv. Our sorrow for Israel and for the families and everyone, you must know some of these families. It's just the way it works in Israel. I listened to your podcast with Dan Senor. I'd like to you just have the floor for 8 or 9 minutes, if you need it, to describe what is the state of Israel, because it looks pretty fractured to me after this weekend.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people, these were funerals attended by thousands of people. My wife specifically knows the family of Carmel Gat, who was another one of the hostages executed by Hamas. And there is, 2 things are happening. One, the mourning, which is very powerful and very real, but also there's a sense that it's not clear where the war is going, and it is starting to be. I'll put it this way. On Thursday, the Israeli cabinet had a big debate over whether we, in our negotiations with Hamas, hold on to certain demands, including holding the Egyptian-Gazan border to prevent Hamas from rearming and resupplying as we move forward with the war. If we hold on to that demand in the course of the talks over releasing hostages, it's quite unlikely that we'll get hostages out. And the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, said it's worth it. In other words, we have to squeeze Hamas, choke Hamas, make sure Hamas loses. That is a priority over getting the hostages out. And the defense minister and some of the military chiefs said we can give up this border area called the Philadelphia Corridor, and we'll be able to retake it in the future after the deal. And that's something Netanyahu believes can't happen. So just to sum it up, the Israeli leadership has reached the point, because of the way the war is being run, because of the way Hamas has prioritized holding the hostages over, frankly, saving Gaza from the war continuing, into a very long and extended counterinsurgency. The Israeli cabinet now has to decide whether to let the last hostages potentially die for the war effort, which is agonizing and painful and horrible decision to make, but militarily may well be the right one, that there's a reasonable argument there, or whether it prioritizes a deal to get them out. That
I made them
fight.
Go ahead.
Yeah, please. Well, it came just 2 days before these 6 bodies were then found by troops in the tunnels under Rafah. So there was this agonizing moment before the weekend, and then on Saturday, or I believe maybe Friday night, I don't remember the exact day that the bodies were found, but I think it was on Saturday, the soldiers then came across it, and it just seemed to drive home that the decision, if we go with Netanyahu's decision, and again, it's a reasonable military call, but we're talking about leaving Israelis to die in those tunnels.